with songs such as Genocide, Drink My You Nasty Yeah.
I know lots of niggas that got guns for fun, and when they handle the drum it go dun dun dun.
And the song 2K Freestyle, which he is featured on.
I wanna check it up, nigga, I cheer you. Pull just bumming it, nigga, ain't murder rate. This city ain't gonna hide murder rate. Pussy, I nigga be talking, they sure what is little nigga that's murder rate.
Lil Darkie is going viral once again, and they are trying to cancel him again. 10 months ago, I made a video on Lil Darkie about pretty much this exact same subject. Back then, he was trending on TikTok as this sort of just controversial rapper. A few months after that, his TikTok hype started to die down a little bit, or at least that's what it seemed like. But to my surprise, it came back a couple weeks ago. And I have been seeing more and more TikToks of people complaining about him being racist. Now, I did go over this in the video that I made 10 months ago, and I thought we were done there, but apparently we aren't. So let's go over this one more time. Now, while Lil Darkie has not directly said what his race is, what we do know is that he is mixed. A mix of black, Indian, and some sources say some white. And because he doesn't have super dark skin, a lot of people are saying that he is racist for saying the N-word in some of his songs. So I feel like what a lot of people aren't really understanding is that, well, he may not be full black, he has at least half black in him. And what I want to know is that enough? Because based on prior interviews that I have listened to, he seems black enough for people to call him racial slurs. In fact, that's part of why he uses the N-word in his music. Because growing up, he had been called that constantly because of his dark skin. But a lot of people are saying he can't do that because he is not really black. And if that's what you believe, I totally understand. However, let's dive into this whole concept a little bit deeper. When you compare Lil Darkie to the character that he created, you will notice a pretty shocking difference. His online persona character being portrayed as this very dark character, and him having, well, a different shade of skin. However, this entire thing was taken fairly out of context. The animated character that he created for his music is not meant to be blackfaced or blackfishing, if you will. What it is a representation of his Indian culture and is based off of the goddess Kali Ma. Kali Ma being depicted as a very, very dark shade of blue, or in some cases black. And to him, this character represents his Indian culture. Now, one of Lil Darkie's biggest messages in his music is that race is fake. The whole concept of there being different races doesn't make sense to him, which I can understand from his perspective because he is of mixed race. The whole idea that we should be divided because of his race, he is obviously against. He is a very big believer that there is only one race, the human race.
What about NASCAR?
Now, Lil Darkie does definitely like to push his limits with his music. In fact, there have been multiple times where he has pushed his music a bit too far. For example, in his song Holocaust.
Bitch, I'm smoking gas in my chambers like it's the Holocaust.
Somewhere in the realm of a year ago, he went on an Instagram live story and actually started crying because he regretted making that song. I'm sure it was a mix of the just different lyrics that he put in there, as well as I'm sure the hate that he got from people after they heard that song for the first time. But ultimately, he decided to keep the song up and post it. And purely based on assumption, my guess is that he kept that up to sort of represent his change as a person over time, as well as to further bring in these controversial subjects. Because, well, things such as the Holocaust were very controversial. Now, despite the consistent hate that Lil Darkie gets, there is also still lots and lots of love for his music. People who truly understand his message and what he's trying to go for. Because for every one person that hates Lil Darkie or tries to just create controversy out of what he's created, I'm sure there are plenty of people who love his music and really enjoy the message that he is trying to portray. And if you listen to some of his newer songs, you can definitely hear that his message has shifted a little bit. For example, in his song Swamp, where he talks about, well, draining the swamp, and by draining the swamp, he's alluding to the political system.
Take me back to the back of the class, bitch, stand for the flash salute. Take me back to the mass when my grandfather passed in the past and I'm on them.
Lil Darkie has definitely built a brand around these super controversial subjects. And honestly, I think the world kind of needs it. At least from my perspective, I think it can be really important for us to actually bring up these controversial topics and discuss them the best we can. Because these people trying to cancel him for these effectively nonsensical reasons, just based off of a quick headline, maybe a trending song they heard, looking up a picture of Lil Darkie online, and then freaking out because he's not a dark-skinned black guy, and posting on things such as TikTok about how Lil Darkie is this racist guy because he's not actually black, while denying the fact that he's like half black, and not truly understanding his message. You can really bring up, hey, why don't you go look into Lil Darkie a little bit more? Why don't you watch some of his interviews, see who he is as a person, see what he had to go through growing up? Because if you listen to any of his interviews, you will find out that he is one of the sweetest guys on the planet. He just enjoys making these super controversial songs, trying to spread a message that he believes in, while also allowing himself to express himself in the best way that he knows, which for him is creating this, at least to me, very amazing, aggressive music that almost makes me want to go run 10 miles, drink a Monster Energy drink, and go work out for 6 hours. And if you are on TikTok, you kind of know that I just alluded to a TikTok trend. But ultimately, this video is more of a follow-up to the original video that I made on Lil Darkie. If you haven't seen that video already, make sure to go check it out. It's currently the biggest video on my channel, and honestly, I think that it deserves way more views, just because of the topics that I talk about. But ultimately, that concludes this video. For those of you who are Lil Darkie stans, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And for those of you who are big time Lil Darkie haters, I really hope I helped give you just some more insight onto kind of what Lil Darkie is trying to go for. And if you don't feel like I did, check out that original video that I made that I just barely mentioned. But with all that said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.